What is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. Now, as y'all can see by the title of this video and the lady on the screen, today we are going to be covering, we're going to listen to a couple of clips from the latest interview Jaguar Wright did with the YouTube channel Real Life Productions. Y'all been on my channel for a while, y'all already know. Anytime Jaguar Wright comes out and she talks, I like to just cover it. It's like the same way with Cat Williams when he had that huge interview with the Shay Shay Club. You know, I like to talk about some of the things, break down a couple of the clips, because what she's finna talk about in this video, if y'all haven't seen that interview yet, like we've hit on all nails on this channel. Almost everything she's finna talk about, we've done a video on. And it wasn't with the help of Jaguar Wright. So I'm just saying that because, like, we know what's up. But I like Jaguar Wright. You know, I feel like she been telling the truth for the longest time, and it's coming true. Like, she's even telling the people who interviewing her, like, you know, how many times I gotta say it. So a lot of the people that was questioning if Jaguar Wright was telling truth, especially about all this Diddy stuff, everything that's been going on recently, like, she's been saying it. And like I said, I like to, you know, bring her clips on the channel because it just confirms everything I've even been talking about as well. You know, since I started YouTube. And Jaguar Wright, in this recent interview, she went in. Like, she went in. She talked about Wendy Williams in a good way. She talked about Jay-Z. I can't wait for y'all to hear this stuff because I remember I did a video on Jay-Z as well with the whole underage stuff and Aaliyah and Foxy Brown a couple of months ago. She went in on a lot of stuff. Like, it was so much stuff in that 45-minute interview, you know, I had to like pick and choose the most important clips that I wanted to put on the channel, you know, and basically react to it with y'all. She hit a lot of stuff. Like, I do recommend y'all go watch this full interview, but we finna get into some of the stuff that, you know, she was really talking about. I like how she broke down the drugs and the concoction that Diddy and them was using and that basically the industry used at some of these parties. Like, she really goes in. I'm not gonna spoil it for the people that haven't seen it. We're gonna get into these clips, y'all. I ain't gonna do too much talking because we're gonna come back and sum up a couple of these clips. All right, so with that being said, y'all, check this out.
Why was the TD Jakes at the Diddy party?
Yeah.
What'd I say? Money
Right.
and sex.
That's it.
That's correct. Were you surprised that there were so many cameras in his houses?
No.
That he was recording these?
He is the J. Edgar Hoover of hip-hop.
Okay.
Y'all done seen him put on the pyramid with a skirt?
So let me ask you, when you hear that Cassie was told to hire male escorts to come in what they call freak-offs now.
Yeah.
Is that something normal that happens in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Freak-offs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody know that. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times I got these niggas is wild.
So do you feel like people, when they hear pink cocaine, Young Miami has to bring across?
Wait, the Tusi.
Yeah, the Tusi. That's what they call.
I found out. I talked to my drug guy. Because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tusi, that's calling it the Tunchi. I didn't know which one it was. So I talked to my drug guy, and my drug guy filled me in. And then it made perfect sense. Tusi.
Talk to him.
Drugs with Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Drugs education.
101.
So Tusi is the cocaine. But they take the ketamine and cook it up. And they fold it into the coke. Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer. Now, gay men have been using this for years. See, back in the day, if you went to a gay party or a gay rave, there were certain drugs that you would always find on hand. Viagra, ecstasy, Special K, and cocaine. Now, see, the cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you wants to fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you have the Viagra to make sure that the dick involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke. Now, see, the ketamine, that's a horse tranquilizer. So that relaxes all your muscles. You could get fucked by 80 fucking ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is gonna stay hard. You numbed up and you high. You got the ketamine in you so you don't feel shit. And then you add the ecstasy to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out. And now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah. So now, the 2C, they done skipped. They done skipped all the steps. They condensed it.
Wow.
So you got the cocaine in there, and then you got the ketamine in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the ecstasy in there. Now the Viagra, you still got to take that solo.
Now, y'all, I thought that part was interesting just to kick the video off because it kind of gives you a little inside information for people that don't know anything about, the drugs involved in these kind of parties because it plays a big hand. I think most recently, Lil Rod said he was drugged. And remember, he woke up in the bed with like 2 dudes or something like that. Now, I know a lot of people may be aware of this kind of stuff, but I never knew at those kind of parties they use ketamine to relax their muscles in order for them to be able to take as much hitting as possible. That's insane. To me, that is crazy. And then, of course, Young Miami being like accused of being the one who's bringing it in. I think the other guy who was like the mule got arrested or whatever. They done created this concoction basically that turns you into a monster. I mean, because you wonder how these people be able to do this kind of stuff all day, all night, parties, orgies, outside of being a demon and just having that energy in you. There has to be some other factor as well. And now we know what it is. It's these little concoctions that they done put together that keep them going. All that stuff, really, I don't even understand how someone could take all that. Viagra, White, Special K. I don't even understand it. All that sounds like a heart attack to me. So, to me, that's just crazy, man. You can only imagine what somebody turns into. Like, this is what helps them take their mind and their soul to another place. Because without all this stuff, you probably timid, you have no confidence, plus alcohol. This is how they become like, this the shit that get them turned into demons, who they really trying to be. Because when you think about Diddy and probably all the people he done hit and done had at parties, like, bro, you got to be in another world to be doing all this stuff, bro. You ain't tired. You got to be in another world, in another state of mind. And that explains it. So, yeah, man, with that being said, look, we'll go ahead and jump into this next clip. Y'all know how it is with YouTube, man. I got to break these clips up or, they'll start messing with the videos, man. So, with that being said, check this out.
Saw it coming.
JT a punk. All of them city bitches. Because JT could have been put a stop to this shit. JT want to sit up there and act like she worried about Carisha, but at the same time, you know what she doing. Why ain't you fucking called his out yet? Pull her in off the ledge. That bitch is over the edge. Like, you can't complain about this sitting here playing in your face when all you gotta do is tell the truth. Shut that whole shit down.
So when they list Carisha as a sex worker in the latest...
She is a sex... Her and JT. What don't y'all understand?
To be on payroll.
How many ways do I have to say it? These is wild. They pay bitches to do damage and procure victims. They're sex traffickers, and all of these bitches is whores. Sex worker. $250,000 a month to do strange shit at will. You couldn't wait for Cassie to run. You couldn't wait to be in Cassie's shoes. Carisha, please.
So why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time. Like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Acceptable monster.
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love.
Now, I think we can all agree about Jay-Z. Now, I remember the first couple of videos I was doing when this whole Diddy thing with Cassie and the lawsuits happened. A lot of people were already commenting, Jay-Z is next. Do a video on Jay-Z. Jay-Z next. Blah, blah, blah. Like, everybody was already waiting on Jay-Z. Because we all know he got plenty blood, plenty dirt on his hands to be where he's at in the industry now. So it all makes sense of the chess moves that he's been making. Especially, you know, with people believing that he has a hand in what's going on with Diddy. Even though this could be an entire, you know, industry thing, industry move by others as well to get Diddy off the board. Who really knows what's going on behind the scenes? A lot of people think Diddy is an informant. Plenty of people in the industry has come out and said it. But there's still a lot to be uncovered about Jay-Z. Now, I remember when I first started like coming up on YouTube, people used to always request for me to do a video about Jay-Z and Big L. All the time. So everybody already knows Jay-Z sacrificed Big L. We already know what he did to Dame Dash and Aaliyah. I still think Jay-Z was behind that sacrifice. We already know he has plenty of dirt and blood on his hands. I think we are just waiting for things to hit the fan on Jay-Z. Him and Beyonce are not clean of any of this. Diddy is bringing up so much around him. You know, it's not just all about Diddy and his freak-offs and everything that's going on with him. He's bringing up other stuff. Like his situation is exposing other things. That's why Jay-Z being brought up out of Jaguar, Wright. Because he's next. Shit, like she said it. She believed he the one making the moves. He the one trying to be at the end of the tunnel by himself. He playing chess. He removing pieces. And he been doing it. It even reminds me of this dude, Jazzo. I think that's him with his arm around Jay-Z in this picture. Now, I think Jazzo, even after he exposed Jay-Z, I think he ended up working for him again because it was clearly like some stuff where they had a bad relationship or falling out. But he was the one in that interview. If I could find it, I'll put it in here real quick.
Tell y'all, because I told y'all in 2002, and y'all ain't believe me. I told y'all that nigga was a crab. Y'all ain't believe me. You know what I'm saying? How many accounts gotta come up? Dame, Biggs, R. Kelly, Kiss, Beans. I mean, the list go on. That nigga's a crab. It ain't no hate involved, but you know, you gonna see. Still biting my step. Jazzo's the best. Secret Society with Jay-Z, man. He's involved, but he's involved with this shit, man. He involved with that play shit. Like, see, people don't understand the science behind Satan, Lucifer, and God. And if you notice, he calls himself Jehovah. I'm saying that simply to say that dude think he knows shit, but he still don't know shit. He could get as many degrees as he want, but it's just like trying to get all degrees you want, but you still got a ceiling. He can't go but so high because the people that he worshiping, that he kissing their ass and letting them feel him up and shit, they don't know shit. They trying to find out every day from us. That's why they follow hip-hop. That's why they follow the blues. That's why they follow soul. That nigga's nothing. That's my son, unfortunately. First off, you know, I want to make a statement. As far as Jay-Z, I never said he was a homosexual. I would not call me being a heterosexual. I would never insult a man by calling him a homosexual, you know, as far as that's concerned. I never witnessed any homosexual activity because, I mean, come on, first of all, if I did, like, what would I be doing there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I doing?
He was the one that was like, you know, he played with that homo stuff. Like, he put his finger through his hand or something like that. I can't remember. I put it in a video a long time ago. You know, he was like, he with that, you know, homo stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'll try to find it for y'all real quick. It's literally like 20 seconds. But this stuff has been well known since the 80s and 90s. Yo, they had that man Jazzo so shook. It only took him a couple days later to retract the words he had just spoken, and he felt very comfortable saying about Jay-Z. It almost looked like whoever was recording had a gun to his side telling him, yo, you about to say this. And that was on Vlad TV. That was a Vlad TV, like, a little interview with Jazzo over 15 years ago. That was posted when, like, YouTube first became, you know, public or an app or whatever you want to call it back then. That was a minute ago. He retracted that quick. But do y'all, come on now. He felt very comfortable saying it, but he got that call. They probably threatened his life, and he tightened up real quick. But we already know the truth about what was really going on. He just ain't have a strong enough backing behind him to really hold on them words, especially when he was freshly involved with Jay-Z and all the probably real killers he got around him, or at least at that time. I'm pretty sure he do now, still with that much money. But yeah, man, we got a little bit more to go. One more clip that I really want y'all to see. We're going to get into it. I'm going to come back and sum the rest of this video up. And we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. So y'all, check this out.
Up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes is that him? Or is that people
Shout
around?
out to Wendy Williams, the first woman to uncover the homo thugs. That's what these download bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug. She talking about Diddy.
And then what's the stuff that's happening with Wendy Williams? You think this is all connection too?
Of course. They've been waiting. He's been waiting. He was waiting for Kim. Remember? He was waiting. The casket was ready. She was literally casket ready.
Some people are saying the whole Wendy Williams documentary that she's pretty much allegedly playing this way to keep herself safe from him, from any unaliving.
It's been working for Orlando Brown. Why wouldn't it work for Wendy?
To play crazy.
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey, no. Hey.
The oosh gosh whoosh wash.
Bop.
Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all spent time with him.
We did.
Yeah.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long.
No. I can only...
That shit he does is a character. Actually, the shit that he does online is the best acting he does.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is.
You know? We seen Quiet on set.
Major pain in his ass. Literally. Since he was a kid.
Man.
And then eating milk, running the fuck around, talking about expensive pain
Now,
in his ass.
wait, this is Philly you're talking about now. Wait a minute, Jack.
Me.
Wait a minute.
He's a fucking Fruit Loop. He Diddy fried.
This is Philly.
He's a deep fried period. He diddy-fied. He diddy-fried. He the diddy do our bop. Fuck Meek. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Oh, man.
She just wasn't going to tell nobody it was Diddy. But now that Diddy out there, why not?
And yes, it's very effeminized, but be very clear. There were lots of homosexuals in hip hop back in the 80s too. You know, that was you know, what's worse, you know, hip hop wearing skirts or hip hop being closeted and having a plethora of kids to prove manhood that, you know, and denial of something that you shouldn't have to deny, which is your sexuality. So I hear what Jamar is saying, but we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
Now I think we all can agree Orlando Brown, you know, has played that crazy role very well. You know, obviously you can mix in, you know, a couple drugs that he might have been taking as well to help that role, you know, or he may have not even been using drugs to help him act crazy. It could just be something that's been a part of his life for all the trauma he has basically experienced, because everything that we've learned about Nickelodeon, everything we already knew about these Disney, you know, young actors, you know, from the moment they stepped foot into roles with Disney, eventually their time was going to come where, you know, they would have these breakdowns. You know, it's like every last one of them experienced something. So a young kid that was basically a star like Orlando Brown is no exception. And I'm pretty sure, you know, Major Payne and the Wayans, you know, I'm pretty sure things happen behind the scene that we have no idea about, you know. That's actually the first time I've ever heard anyone speak about that as far as Major Payne. And that's probably the biggest movie he played in as a child. That was like one of my favorite movies growing up. As far as the whole thing with Wendy Williams, I remember reading, I think I read an article about her being kicked off that radio show for exposing Diddy and other, you know, homo thugs, as they said. So that story is very true, but I don't know if I read it that it was in the words of like it was Diddy who did it, but I can't remember. I think the video was actually about Diddy, so it pretty much confirms that's true. She was already exposing that, and that interview was a very old interview. I think she was on Vlad TV in that interview, talking about, you know, how she got kicked off the radio show back in the 90s for exposing that stuff. So it's dope for Jaguar Wright to give her props, because, you know, obviously she's going through a lot right now and she can't really speak for herself. Although I'm not sure how much she would chime into all of this, but considering that she's on record exposing it back in the 80s and 90s, she already knows what's going on. And this could very well be something that she's trying to hide from as well, you know, and fear that something may happen to her, like they said, possibly unalived. You know, you just never know what's going on in this industry. Just like how we think Jay-Z being behind a bunch of this stuff that's going on with Diddy, you know, Diddy could very well be behind what's going on with her, especially like I said with Orlando Brown. But I think for Orlando Brown, it's bigger than Diddy. I think he just done exposed so much. You know, he has to play it like he's just one crazy guy and he's just the drug just doing all of this. But y'all been commenting Orlando not crazy, he be speaking truth since I've been doing videos on him for the last 2 years. So y'all already know that. We already know Orlando is very smart. Because he's pit people on to a lot of truth. Especially that thing he talked about with the missing children being posted in Walmart and Target. That was crazy. Like right in front of you, they're advertising these kids on commercials, but these kids are really missing. Like he said some shit when he said that. So yeah, man, you know, I won't talk too much to end this video. You know, I felt like that last clip was pretty powerful, especially as far as all of this stuff being, you know, talked about for a long time now. And like Wendy Williams ended it with, it's just coming full circle, y'all. So with that being said, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Very good video. I think actually Jaguar Wright is doing a part 2 with that YouTube channel. So if she discusses anything else I feel like we need to react to, I'll definitely get another video up going. And with that being said, man, it's Black Balloon, and I'm going to see y'all soon. I'm out.